Hey guys, this is Project After the Storm, and today I'm going to be talking about my experience with antipsychotic medication. So without further ado, first of all, I want to give a disclaimer. My experience is going to be different from everybody else's experience. It is an example. It is an example of how things can go, but it's not an example of how things always will go. And you should, before you make any changes to your medications or any changes at all, whether it's changing or switching something or lowering something or anything like that, you absolutely should consult with your psychiatric provider first. So keep that in mind, please. Thank you. Okay, so moving on. I'm going to be talking about, again, my experience with these medications, with these antipsychotic medications, and I also have taken and have been taking for years mood stabilizers, lithium specifically. So I'll get into that. But first of all, a little bit of background. I do have a first video that I posted that talks about my background of, my story, getting diagnosed. I was diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago, I believe. Yeah. So I was diagnosed a while ago, and I've been on meds for a while. But my meds have gradually over time gone lower and lower and lower, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So first of all, I did have a hospitalization that lasted a month. So when I was in the hospital, I was prescribed a lot of things. I was prescribed quite a few medications. So I'm going to talk about that. Starting with just give you guys a list of what I was prescribed, just to give some context, what I was prescribed when I was in the hospital. So I was prescribed Depakote. I was prescribed benzotropine. I was prescribed trazodone. Trazodone was a PRN. Trazodone I just took to be able to help me sleep. It barely worked, but that's besides the point. Olanzapine. Olanzapine was probably the significant one I was on for a while. I was prescribed that. At the time, I was prescribed 30 milligrams. It got lowered over the course of like almost a couple years. It got lowered. It got lowered significantly, but eventually it got switched. But I'll get into that in a second. Prolixin is another one I got prescribed. Prolixin was the one that it got removed pretty quickly. My psychiatrist took it off of my meds within a few months because it was one of those that was damaging towards me. It caused some pretty serious side effects, and it was one of those things where my psychiatrist was also trying to get me off of medication, just lower my medication and get me off of what I didn't need, and he determined I didn't need that, so I got off of it. Something I was prescribed when I was in the hospital was Seroquel. Now, we'll talk about Seroquel. For me, Seroquel interacted very badly with my brain, with my body chemistry. It interacted very badly with me. The first thing I noticed about Seroquel was when I was on it, I was extremely sedated. Like, I was very sedated off of the other meds I was given, and even when I got out of the hospital, I was off Seroquel. I was very sedated. Like when I got out of the hospital, I've said it before in my last video, but I was like zombied out. Like, I was damn near zombied out. That's what I said. Like it was very close to that, and Seroquel made it like really that. Like, when I was in the hospital taking Seroquel, like, it was really that. Like I was like falling asleep all of the time. Like, I felt like I was constantly falling asleep. I felt like I was always high. Like somebody had just like given me a blunt without any of the like psychoactive, or without not without any, because there were some psychoactive effects even to the Seroquel. There were, but I felt like I had just like smoked a blunt, like smoked some weed, and like it was weird. But I felt like I was falling asleep at the same time. Like, I was falling asleep. Like, it was very weird, and I didn't know how to feel about it. I quickly wound up getting off it. I didn't continue that use after I got out of the hospital, but I was on those other meds that I mentioned. And I'll talk about olanzapine right now. I'll talk about olanzapine because olanzapine was one that I do believe really kept me down for a while, but also it kept me down. So I don't want to focus just on the negatives, right? I don't want to focus on the negatives, because this is the thing. With these kind of diagnoses and with episodes of psychosis, you need a lot of the time. I think I'm not gonna make any claims of like all the time or all, but you need a lot of the time. I believe you need a lot of the time that you need these medications, because they are going to ground you. So you need that. That's what I believe, that they can be grounding. But at the same time, there are side effects to everything, right? There are side effects to everything, and there are some negative side effects. We can't dispute that. We can't, like, I don't think we can really dispute that the medications can carry negative side effects. So with olanzapine, again, it was one of those things that it made me feel like zombied out, and not just like tired, not just like I don't know, like slow. It made me those things too, but it affected me like on an emotional level. Like it blocked my emotions. This is because, and I can say this with some confidence now because I've switched medications, I've lowered them, and I'll talk about it in a second. But with the changes, I feel a lot better, and I haven't been taking olanzapine in a while, like well over a year, and I felt so much better. I felt a lot better. The olanzapine really numbed me out emotionally. It really helped, like it really hindered me. Like it made it difficult for me to connect with people, and I hated that. I hated like feeling like I felt like I was just like so different from everybody else. Like I couldn't connect. I struggled even communicating at the beginning, but I couldn't connect, and it was really rough. I struggled to connect. I don't want to say I couldn't connect, but I struggled to connect, and it was really rough. I really hated that, and I did wound up getting the medication switched. It wound up getting switched. Now I take Abilify. I got switched, I believe, to 30 milligrams of Abilify from a low dose of olanzapine, and I noticed a difference, I believe, at the time. But when I really started noticing the difference was when the Abilify slowly got lower and lower and lower. And I can't even say slowly; it happened. It got lower and lower and lower. Now I take 5 milligrams of Abilify, which is not really an antipsychotic dose. I'm not really on an antipsychotic dose of anything at this point, and I'm not saying everybody should do that. I'm not making that claim that you should do that. Again, please consult with your psychiatrist before you make any changes, or before they make any changes to your psychiatric plan and your medications. But that's what happened for me. Now I take 5 milligrams of Abilify, 900 milligrams of lithium, which is a normal lithium dose, but I believe that helps me. And I take 300 milligrams of gabapentin every day. So, though I will talk about that now. So all of the meds I was on before, just before I get into that, like all the meds I was on before, they slowed me down. They made me emotionally numb, made it difficult for me to connect. It made me, like I said, emotionally numb. It gave me a lot of anhedonia. They made it like things very boring. Like I couldn't really get into even video games and stuff like that. I'm making another video about that later, but I couldn't get into even video games and different things. Like I had anhedonia, and yeah, I remember, I'll give an example from my life. Like I remember going through these things of like lowering the medications, and spending time with my girlfriend, going to visit my girlfriend, and now she's my wife, but at the time she was my girlfriend, and I would go visit her, and I would feel like every time I go visit her, because my meds were getting lower and lower, or she'd come visit me, every time I'd feel better because I felt better. I felt like more connected to her, and that was the really cool thing, is I saw this progress happening, and I was grateful for it. She told me she saw me smiling more. I didn't smile at all, guys. Like when I first got on these medications, like I was not smiling at all. Once these medications started sinking after like 2 weeks, I was not smiling at all. And now for a while now, I've been smiling. I've been happier since this latest change of the 5 milligram Abilify. My wife has told me I've seemed happier, like since I went from 7 milligrams to 5 milligrams. She told me I seem happier, and that's really cool to hear. I'm glad to hear that. And yeah, talking about my current regimen or whatever, I do take a lot of supplements. I'm going to get into the supplements in another video. But my current regimen, like I said, a reminder, 300 milligram gabapentin each day, 100 milligram doses 3 times a day. Sometimes, yeah, it's 100 milligram doses 3 times a day. And that's my dosage for every day, and what I'm prescribed every day. And 5 milligrams of Abilify every day, and 900 milligrams of lithium every day. And with that, I feel good, guys. Like I actually feel good. Like I want to say the first time in a while, but the thing is, before I felt good, it was just not as good. But I feel like better than I have in years, like in a long time, in a very long time. Like the dosage that I'm taking right now, I feel like I'm managing everything. Like and I will say this, like everything from before, I stopped having any form of psychosis a month after I got out of the hospital. Within a month, all my psychosis was gone. The meds had kicked it away, and my body, brain, and God had kicked it away. So there was no more psychosis. That's why and this is the only reason why. It was, again, because my psychiatrist said that he thought it was a good idea to lower the meds. He was comfortable lowering the meds. He wanted to, and of course I was willing. I wanted to. That's what needs to happen before anything like that. I'm not advising anybody to lower medication. I'm not advising anybody to switch medication. I'm just saying that. But yeah, with my current dose, and it's a little bit less of a problem since I lowered the Abilify, but the current problem, which is still a little bit present, is my cognition is still not 100% where I'd like it to be. It's very close, but it's not 100% where I'd like it to be, because the combination of lithium, gabapentin, and Abilify has combined side effects. It has combined side effects. So those do affect cognition. They do affect focus, and they do affect, those are the primary things they affect: cognition and focus, from what I understand. And I feel that a little bit. So, is it worth it? Anything that is going to help you to avoid psychosis and just help you feel better is going to, in my opinion, be worth it. Like, anything that you can, that's my opinion. Like, if it's gonna help you avoid psychosis, and your doctor is helping you to be able to get on a good path, then I think, if you're I don't know how to say this, but if your doctor is helping you to get on a good path, then that's really good. And like I said, you should really consult with your doctor before anything. Always consult with your doctor. So that's really what I have to say, guys. I'm pretty glad I got to talk about this. It's something I've been wanting to talk about, and it's something that I think about quite often, just how far I've come, where I'm still at, and the little bit of challenges that come with even where I'm still at, but the way better place I'm in today. And I hope I can hopefully make someone feel a little bit better with this video, give someone some insight as far as medications go and things like that. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So please, if you did enjoy it, give it a like, subscribe, stay tuned for my new videos I'm going to be posting. Hopefully, I fully intend to post frequently. I fully intend to be posting frequently for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good one.